What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is the LEGO Batman movie. So sorry for the delay in me posting this review. I've had some computer troubles for some random reason, and I've been trying to get that all sorted out. But either way, LEGO Batman movie is an animated action adventure film that was directed by Chris McKay and primarily follows, you guessed it, LEGO Batman played by Will Arnett. The main conflict comes into play when the Joker, played by Galifianakis, devises a villainous, malevolent scheme designed to trick Batman and take over Gotham City so he can establish himself as a top-tier villain and oddly enough win Batman's respect. The film also chronicles the personal life of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, as he lives a lonesome life in solitude despite Alfred trying to convince him to open himself up a little bit more and not be afraid of emotional attachment. This mostly comes in the form of an orphan boy named Dick Grayson, played by Cera, who Batman accidentally adopts and eventually teaches the basics of the superhero gig to. And the rest of the film is spent watching Batman battle with the Joker while he also tries to open himself up a little bit more and make some friends. Okay, so I obviously had some pretty high expectations for LEGO Batman because for one, a lot of the critics have been praising this film as it sits at a 91% currently on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's basically a spin-off of the incredibly successful and great 2014 film, The Lego Movie. So while I definitely enjoyed LEGO Batman, I didn't quite love it as much as I wanted to. Instead of it being a great animated film like The Lego Movie was, I think it's just a pretty good one. There are a couple reasons for this, but the biggest one to me was what seemed to be a noticeably different target audience than what The Lego Movie had. While The Lego Movie felt like it had more general humor, if not more geared towards adults, LEGO Batman feels more like it's designed for kids, because there's even more slapstick style comedy, the jokes are more kiddish in nature, and really the overall tone of the whole film feels much more kid than anything else. And look, I get it, animated films are generally designed for children first and foremost, but as I've said before, great animated films offer something for everyone. And while I don't think LEGO Batman offers nothing at all for adults, I think it offers noticeably less than the LEGO Movie did. I also believe that this film suffered from what I refer to as Finding Dory syndrome. Basically what that is when you take a supporting character from a previous film and thrust them into a leading role, the increased time you spend with that now leading character may not be as fun as you thought it would be. I like LEGO Batman as a character, but I think having him in this leading role started to wear on me a little bit because he felt very one note for basically the entirety of the film. He does the standard Batman voice that most of us don't really enjoy, and his brand of humor gets a little repetitive after a while. I think in LEGO Movie he was a fun and cool character because you get just enough of him where you don't get annoyed, but in the LEGO Batman movie, he becomes a bit too much sometimes. I also felt this film suffered from some pacing issues. There's points where the story feels like it's either jumping around way too frequently in sort of a sporadic kind of way, or scenes are way too long and drawn out. The final battle / showdown is the best example of this because it just felt like it was going on a really long time in an unusually repetitive way. I think generally the points in the film that had pacing issues could have either been reduced in runtime or sped up, either way, depending upon the circumstance, and they would have felt sturdier in their construction. But as for some things I did like about this film, firstly, overall, it's mostly very funny. What both LEGO movies now have offered is a brand of humor that's first off very self-aware, and secondly, very clever and witty. I do think as an adult, there is enough humor to keep you satisfied and laughing at how silly the whole experience is. Depending upon your taste, the slapstick, kid-driven humor may not get the job done for you, but there are plenty of hilarious cryptic-style adult jokes that will resonate with adults and go right over the head of children. Sort of like Deadpool, LEGO Batman breaks the fourth wall a decent amount and is very much aware that he's the centerpiece of a movie you're watching. He and others crack several jokes about the history of Batman, his costume and fighting abilities, and other pop culture references and things like that will have you laughing at how over the top and ridiculous they are, which is a hell of a lot of fun. I also thought the animation was just as awesome and unique looking as the original LEGO Movie was. I think LEGO films seem to have a very cool style to the animation in the way the characters move, how they interact with the LEGO environments, their facial expressions, and so forth, and it's all done in a way that looks and feels silly, which is really the point. It's supposed to look silly because it's funnier that way, but it still actually looks really good too. Something else I really liked about this film that I thought worked really well was the dynamic between Batman and the Joker. This is definitely a different dynamic than we're used to, because usually the Joker just tries to cause chaos to mess with Batman. In this film though, the Joker is sort of trying to win Batman's approval, and it's not just really funny to watch, but it's also a nice little shift from the usual hero-villain dynamic. I thought Galifianakis was really pretty damn good as the Joker here because he brought something different to the table. He's still super crazy like your typical Joker, but he's also a standard villain with visible insecurities, and that was kind of cool and different actually. But overall, I did enjoy the LEGO Batman movie a lot. I just didn't quite love it like I hoped I would. I thought it had a very funny, self-aware, and witty brand of humor, very cool and unique LEGO style animation, and a very fun dynamic between Batman and the Joker. Sadly, I also felt the humor could often feel too targeted towards kids. Batman himself was a bit too much at times, and the film suffered from some pacing issues. I'm gonna give the Lego Batman movie an 8 out of 10 and recommend that you see this one in theaters if you're an adult and you're looking for some good fun, or even better if you're a parent and you have a kid who enjoys going to the movies. So did you guys see the Lego Batman movie yet? What did you think of it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if not, let me know whether you'd be interested in watching this film or not. And as always, if you like this video, click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for much more content like this. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next review.